Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Drive. Happy Wednesday. I like to pop that up there for y'all for a second before you see the ears for the day. So, good morning, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday always pumps me up and gets me excited because we talk about gratitude on Wednesdays. This whole time that I'm with you on the Daily Drive, we just talk about gratitude, right? And I'm a little bit of a hot mess today. If you're friends with me on Facebook, if you follow me on Facebook, you know. But we're gonna get into that a little bit because it's fitting that this kind of all happened around the same time. And it's also fitting that these are the ears that were next up on the rotation for the day. So if you are new to the Daily Drive, good morning, welcome. The Daily Drive worksheet is something that I created to help my brain kind of drive me through the day, to help me stay going through the day, giving me intentionality, giving me gratitude, giving me the things that help me stay in control of my brain, even though I live with anxiety. Sometimes when you live with mental health issues, it can seem like it's out of your control. But I have worked a lot on figuring out, first of all, that we can be in control, and then how to be in control of that. And so I love to bring y'all the information about that. And so that's why I created the Daily Drive originally, for myself, to help me stay in control of my anxiety brain. And it turns out other people were interested in it too. And so I feel like my purpose in life is to help spread mental health awareness and to also help you be in control of your mental health, of your life, of your thoughts, of all the things. Good morning, Katie. Yes, gratitude, attitude. We are talking about gratitude today. But first, let's chat about my ears, right? So I got LASIK recently. And one of the reasons I got LASIK, y'all, is because I couldn't wear any of my Disney ears. And so all of our ears have been kind of decorative around the border of our living room ceiling. And so since I can wear them now, I am just wearing a new pair of ears every day to show y'all. And so it's interesting that these were next up for today. I'm just going in order of what's on that border, except that I skipped the birthday ears because I'm going to save those for my birthday. Or if y'all have a birthday that's during the Daily Drive, I'll wear birthday ears for you too and give you a birthday shout out. So just let me know. But it's fitting that these were next up. There's no, crazy story about these. I'll get a little closer so you can see the detail, but don't look at my dark puffy eyes. Good morning, Mama Kay. But these are the pirate mini ears. Got a little mini right there, and the bow and the flower, the little tri-corner hat, and the red and white stripes, and the feather part that's a little messed up. These are one of the first pairs of ears I got. Actually, I think the first time that we rode Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney World in Magic Kingdom, they have, the pirate themed shops that are around there. And so I was like, I want the pirate ears. And so I think these are another pair that we just went ahead and bought and paid for full price instead of waiting for discounts and whatnot. So these were the next ears up, just the pirate mini ears, and we're going to get to why it's fitting that these were the ears that were next up for today. So let's get into gratitude, because that's why we're here, right? We talk about gratitude every Wednesday on the Daily Drive, and that is because gratitude literally and physically changes the chemical makeup of your brain. The practice of gratitude, the act of directing your brain towards gratitude, journaling, watching a meditation about gratitude, telling someone why you're grateful for them, all of those gratitude practices physically and literally change the chemical makeup of your brain. Practicing gratitude releases the same hormones into your body that are associated with the feelings of bliss, the feelings of joy, and the feelings of calm. So when you intentionally redirect your thoughts towards gratitude, when you become aware of your thinking and you know that you're thinking something that Mama Kay, I got these one of the first times that Tro and I went to Disney World. So they might not have them in that area anymore. They're a little bit older. We're coming up on our 5th wedding anniversary, y'all. Sorry, side note. We're coming up on our 5th wedding anniversary tomorrow. And we've been together for 8 years, and so we've been to Disney a lot, and these are one of the first pair of ears I got. So I don't know, they might not have these anymore. I think this bow right here was this flower right here was a little bit more pink when I first got them. But anyway, when you think about gratitude, when you stop and practice gratitude, when you become aware of your thoughts, and when you're aware of the lies that you're telling yourself and the sadness and the emotions that you can feel but then take control of, if you direct that towards gratitude, you're going to start releasing those hormones into your body again that are associated with joy, bliss, and calm. I use gratitude practice to go to sleep at night. I use gratitude practice to wake up in the morning and start my day with intent. I use gratitude practice to redirect my thoughts all day long. And so we today are going to talk about, I prepared myself, y'all. I brought a tissue and prepared myself because we are going to talk about loss, dealing with loss, understanding loss a little bit differently, how we can take control of our minds during loss and things that happen in our lives, and use gratitude practice to stay in control when we feel those out of control emotions, right? Because we all know that emotions can sometimes get the better of us and feel like we can't get in control of it, right? And so that's where we use gratitude to get back in control of that. So this is why I brought a tissue. If you're friends with me on Facebook, if you follow me, I know a lot of you have seen it and have reached out and have offered, your support and your condolences, and I appreciate it so much. I love you all. But yesterday, my husband and I had to, I don't want to say had to, we got to, because I'm going to get into this too, but we got to make the decision to let our cat go, to end her suffering, to free her from the body that she was in. I adopted her when probably around about 2010-ish. I got her from PetSmart. You know, when you go into the pet store and you always stop and look at all the cats. She was laying in there on her belly and she was doing this with her paws and like flexing up against the window and stuff. And I was like, this cat is so cute. And so I went home and I thought about it. And I was like, I have to go back and get that cat. So I went back, I adopted her, brought her back home. My husband and I, this is before my husband and I got together. I lived in an apartment and I had 2 other cats. And so I brought Monica home to the apartment and introduced them all. And y'all, she was the meanest cat ever. She was so mean. She literally would just like hiss at you and like swipe at you when you walked by. Like there was no cuddling. There was no like being sweet with her. Like she was the meanest cat, right? And so like, she just lived with the other cats for a little while. And then when I moved out of that apartment and moved into this house here, obviously she came with me. And when my husband and I started dating and, got together and he moved in here eventually and all of that, everything kind of changed a little bit because we're doing construction on our house. I bought a fixer-upper when I bought this house. And when I moved in, I had a weird like addition on the back of the house. And so Monica got out one day and got not outside, but into this weird addition and then underneath the house. And she wouldn't come out. My husband crawled all around under the house for a long time. Every time he got close to her, she ran away to the other side of the house. So finally we just put some food out like near a window. And finally she came in, and she had spent like 2 nights under the house though. And I guess it kind of made her realize where the love is and where her food comes from, because she never tried to get out again, and she turned into the sweetest, cuddliest, like most lovable cat ever. She would, get up on her laps and cuddle. She completely stole my husband's heart. And, she gave me 12 years of love. And, after we got past a little of the meanness, she gave me 12 years of that cat body. If you don't know much about animals, it's been scientifically proven that having a cat, or, other types of pets or something that you have that's there when you're comforting, can help lower your blood pressure and can help just like increase your overall health, because, again, it gives you that unconditional love. It gives you something to put your attention on, your focus on. So anyway, yesterday we got to make that decision. Over the last couple of years, she's kind of been slowly, losing weight and just kind of slowly going down a little bit. And she, this week and a little bit of last week, kind of stopped eating and got real skinny and real frail and really couldn't hold herself up anymore. And so yesterday she just, she just was, I think, ready to go. And so we made that decision and took her over to the animal vet clinic nearby. If you're in Henrico, I have to give huge shout outs to Lock Taylor Vet. That's also why it's fitting that these were the ears for today, because this is the second time we've gone through this process with a pet. I had a cat for about 17 years, 15 to 17 years-ish, Roxy, and my black cat, and we got to make the same decision for her a few years ago and help her cross over. Her body was shutting down on her too. But before we hung all of these ears up, wherever I would put these ears, she would find them and chew on the feathers. Roxy would. She would find these ears, chew on the feathers. Like, I would put them up on top of stuff. I would put them like wherever I could find, and she would find them and chew on the feathers or like mess with the feathers. And so, whoopsie, they still fall out. And one of the feathers she pulled completely out, and we had to like glue it back in. So these have had to have a little surgery on them. There goes another one. So that's why it's fitting that these are the ones for today, because we've gone through this process with another cat. And the process this is what I want to talk to you about gratitude-wise. I'm getting there. Y'all follow me. I'm going to let y'all do the daily drive on your own, because my thoughts are a little scattered right now, but I want to get y'all the information. We have gone through this process before, and it is sad. It is heart-wrenching. I've been crying probably for like 24 hours. You can probably tell. And it's so sad to let go of the physical being that you have there with you. But the process that we have now gotten to go through twice with our pets is that we've been allowed to be there with them for their last breath. We have been looking into their eyes. We have made sure that they have known that we love them and that their love for us is appreciated. I have been able to hold them throughout that process. They don't make you go back through the front lobby and check out and pay for your deceased animal. They allow you to leave out of a side door and they catch up with you later. We decide to have them cremated now with Roxy. That was the first time that I had done that. And I'm so grateful that I did that because I still have her with me. And so we decided to do the same thing with Monica. And so they just let you know that when that's ready, they will contact you, and that's when you can go in and work things out. And so it truly is a beautiful, beautiful process to be there with your pet. Once they do what they have to do, they leave the room and they let you do what you need to do. And there was a lot of tears. There was a lot of smiles. There was a lot of understanding. But it's definitely still super sad. And even though this is now the second time that we've gone through this process with pets that we've had for a really long time, the sadness is still just as heavy, right? And so that is where gratitude can come into play, and that is where gratitude can change all of that. Because one of the most important things that I started to learn throughout this personal growth process that I have been on for the last few years is that your emotions don't have to get out of control. They might feel like they're out of control, but you can take that control back. Your emotions don't have to be covered up, right? That's where a lot of anxiety comes from, because again, we're about smashing those boxes. And when you feel like your sadness has to be put in a box and covered up, how anxious do you feel, right? So learning that I can feel emotions, that I can feel sadness, that I can talk to my husband about what I'm feeling, that I can journal about what I'm feeling, that I can cry because of what I'm feeling. Obviously, I've done a lot of that. But then take control of it and redirect and shift that energy using gratitude, right? This process, the second time around, the pain and the sadness is the same. It feels exactly the same. I feel just as sad for losing Monica as I did when I lost Roxy, right? I had Roxy for a lot longer. Roxy went through a lot of life things with me, and it devastated me when I had to let her go, and it crushed me. I was in a state of depression for a long time after that, because she was the one that was there for me through a lot of major life changes that I went through. I had her, I got her shortly after I graduated high school. And so I had her through both of my first engagements, living in apartments with other people. I had her every time I moved back home with my parents. I had her when I bought this house and moved in here. And so she was there for me emotionally through a lot. But the pain of losing Monica feels just as heavy. But now I know how to redirect it. Now I know that I can feel that pain. I'm getting a little hoarse, y'all. Side note, I'm going to let y'all do the daily drive on your own. But now I know that I can feel that pain. I can feel that sadness. I can feel that emotion. But then I can take control and I can shift that energy. I can change where the next few moments of my day are going to go, right? And that might only be the next 5 minutes, and then I feel sadness set in again, right? Then I can still take control and redirect it again. The more you do that, the more often you do it, the more you intentionally find the things to be grateful for in these types of situations, the easier it becomes to handle the next one or whatever else is thrown at you later, right? I feel just as heavy and just as sad about Monica as I did with Roxy, but now I know that I can control that. I can stay on top of that. I can feel that emotion. I can cry. I can let it out, and I can regain that control, right? So it's all about being aware of your thoughts. It's all about knowing where your thought process is going. It's all about understanding that when you're thinking something that is draining your energy, you can take control of that and regain your energy, right? And you do that by using gratitude. You do that by remembering the happy times. You do that by shifting your energy. You get up and move. When I came in here to y'all, I was literally just like sitting on the couch telling my husband that like I don't know what to do with myself because like I'm just emotional, and like 1 minute I want to cry, 1 minute I want to work on my website, 1 minute I want to go for a walk. Like I'm everywhere right now. And so I was literally just sitting on the couch, like telling my husband like how emotional I am, right? And I set an alarm for 8:20 so that I can come in here and write my notes down before I get on here and reflect and all of that. And so when my alarm went off, y'all, I got up and I came in here and I turned on some music. Honestly, I turned on Mac Miller. I turned on my Machine Gun Kelly, my MGK and Mac Miller and all of that Pandora station, right? And I stood in here and like danced and like moved my body and like wrote down some notes on my dry erase board and then moved some more and like teared up a little bit when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, and then continue to move my body. Like get up, move your body. When you move your body, it like does so many different things. It gets your blood flowing. It gets the oxygen going everywhere in your body. It changes the scenery of where you're feeling anxious. It just allows you to invite different energy into your body. And so I was literally in here like dancing to Mac Miller while I was writing down my notes on my dry erase board about what to talk about, right? Because I can feel that sadness, but then I can take control of it and redirect it and shift that energy and move my body and think about gratitude. So when I find myself feeling sad, and let me tell you, I find myself feeling sad about Roxy every single day, okay? Every single day. If you rescue animals, if you have a pet that you have had for a long time, if you have a new pet that you're making a lifelong commitment to, this is real from me, right? This is real energy from having pets for a lifetime, right? I had Roxy for at least 15 years, and the energy that they can bring to your life is so rewarding. But you can also stop and be grateful for the long life that they had. You can stop and be grateful for the support that they gave you. I feel sad about Roxy every single day. There is not a day that goes by that I don't feel sad about her at some point, sometime throughout the day. She's the first animal that I chose. Here it comes, y'all. She's the first animal that I chose to have cremated so that I could bring her back home with me. If you followed me for a little while, you've probably seen the necklace that I wear that has the little black cat on it. It's an urn that has some of her ashes in it. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't feel sad about Roxy. Not a day that goes by. So when you rescue animals, when you're making that lifelong commitment, know, okay, that you can shift that energy, but there's not a day that goes by that I don't feel sad about Roxy. And I know, and I'm already preparing myself that Monica's going to be the same way. And now I get to remember both of them every single day and feel those emotions, right? And so when I feel myself getting this sadness, welling up with this emotion, remembering that I no longer have them here with me. Roxy was vocal, and when I would come home, she would come and greet me and say, hey, right? And so remembering that I gave them a lifetime of love. I gave them a lifetime of happiness. I did whatever I could for them to make their life comfortable. When they started to age and go downhill, we did whatever we could to make them comfortable, to figure out what we could do to prolong their life a little bit more, right? And that's because of the joy that we get from their physical being. But how painful, how sad, how hard is it to not be able to use your back legs anymore? Which is what happened to Roxy and Monica. They just walked around dragging their back legs. Monica didn't even get up to go to the bathroom anymore. She just peed wherever she was. And so how hard is that for them to go through? Just for me to prolong a little bit of happiness that I get from their physical being, it's unfair to them. And as someone who rescues animals and has accepted that there's going to be sadness along the way, I also know that I get to be the person to be there along that journey. And it is both sad and beautiful at the same time. You might have seen my post about this yesterday. It is absolutely beautiful to be there at that last moment and to be that last thing that they see before they are crossed over. It is absolutely beautiful. It is also a huge relief that they're not suffering anymore, that they're not living in an unhappy, unhealthy state just because I want a little bit more time with them. We've watched Monica deteriorate slowly and slowly over the last year or so. And yesterday we felt like she just was ready. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Y'all understand that it is beautiful to provide that for that type of living creature. It's beautiful. Yes, it's sad. Yes, I'm no longer going to have their physical bodies with me anymore. But it is beautiful to allow that physical body to escape the suffering that it's been in. And it is beautiful to be the last person that that physical body sees before it's crossed over. So when I feel myself becoming sad, when I feel myself missing that physical body, and this, I'm talking about my cats, but this also helps me when I'm talking about family members or friends or any kind of loss that I'm dealing with, right? When I find myself becoming sad, when I find myself missing that physical being, that physical body, that physical connection that I had, I redirect my mind to be grateful for the long life that was provided, for the many years of support. I shift my thoughts to be grateful for the support that I could offer those living, breathing beings at the end of their life. Right? When I feel myself sad, when I feel myself slipping into that depression, right? Because we all know, put a 1 in the comments, we all know that you feel that slide when it starts to happen, right? You feel when you start to slip into that little bit of depression and where your thoughts start to go, right? I'm going to come back later and put a 1 because I know I can feel when I'm starting to slide down into that depression. And now that I have gone through all of this growth process that I've been on, I know that I can take control of that, but I don't have to sweep the emotions under the rug. So when I feel that depression spiral, when I feel that I'm a few steps away from jumping in, I redirect and remind myself, remind the universe that I'm grateful for the time that I had with Roxy and Monica. I am grateful for the love. I am grateful for the support. I am grateful for being able to let them go on to the next life. I am grateful for reuniting them because I fully believe in the afterlife and like a kitty heaven. Whether it's mixed in with the people heaven or not, I don't know. But Roxy and Monica are together in kitty heaven now, right? And I think about those things to be grateful for, right? It is not selfish to feel emotion. it is selfish to let it get out of control, right? And it may feel out of control. I felt out of control yesterday. I literally fell to my knees in the living room before we left, and my husband had to like help me get up, right? I felt out of control yesterday. But I am staying in control through all of this because I now know that I can use gratitude to keep my brain from spiraling out of control. So that's why it's fitting that all of this happened before we get to Wednesday to talk about gratitude and why these were the ears that were the next up, because Roxy used to chew on these all the time. And so it gives me a moment to be grateful for the silliness. When I feel the sadness coming on, my husband and I sit and talk about the silly stories of things. There was a time when Roxy was sitting in the living room, like facing one direction, and for some reason she just spazzed and wanted to turn around real quick, but she ran right into a box that was sitting there, and it was hilarious. And we still talk about it, right? You know, you think about the times that you got to have. I got a lot of years with these creatures. And so when I feel that sadness coming in, when I feel like it's getting out of control, I remind myself that I'm grateful that I can feel emotions and still redirect. And how am I going to redirect? I'm going to continue thinking about gratitude because I'm grateful for all the years that I got. I'm grateful for all the love that I got. I'm grateful for all of the stories that we have. I'm grateful for all of the laughter that we can still share. When I say we, I mean my husband and I. I'm grateful for the fact that I work from home and can do things to stay on top of these emotions. I'm just grateful for what I still have in life, right? Because in the grand scheme of life, there are so many other things happening and so many other things coming to us through the universe. And if we spiral out of control into that depression, we're blocking all of that off because that's what our focus is, the sadness, the depression, the overwhelming feelings, right? So when we redirect it to gratitude, we're shifting our energy. Remember, it takes 90 seconds to shift energy and emotion in your body and brain. And so we use full I am grateful for statements and we give ourselves that energy. Get up and move. Get up and walk around your house and say out loud, I am grateful for the 17 years I got with Roxy. I am grateful for the 12 years I got with Monica. I am grateful that I was there with both of them to help them cross over. I am grateful that I have the support of my husband and that we can lean on each other during all of this. I am grateful that I have amazing friends and a support system that is there for me and expressing love to me. I am grateful. And I want to remember these beings that brought so much joy to me in a happy way, right? And so when that sadness starts to set in, when that depression spiral starts to happen, when I start to feel like it's getting out of control, when I am dealing with the emotions of loss, I redirect my mind towards gratitude. I use gratitude to take back control, to stay on top of the emotions. I still cry. I still feel the things when they come up. I have a whole box of tissues in the other room waiting for me. I still feel all of the emotions, all of the sadness, all of the pain, but I stay in control of it by using gratitude to redirect rather than spiral. Absolutely use gratitude to redirect your mind intentionally. When I feel myself becoming sad about not having my babies with me anymore, I redirect to gratitude and think about all of the things that they gave me in this lifetime. This is why gratitude, again, I'm going to let y'all do the daily drive on your own, and I'm going to drop my gratitude silos for you as well, so you have something to fill up. But that is why gratitude is one of the 3 sections of the daily drive, because intentional thinking, goal setting, and gratitude drives you through the day and drives you to success. I promise. I'm going to drop that in the comments and the gratitude silo so that y'all can do the daily drive on your own.
I couldn't hear what you said.
Siri thinks I'm talking to her. I don't think that I did my joy jar last time that I was here, because this was still here when I came in this morning. So I am super, super, super grateful. This is another way that I show gratitude as often as I can with my joy jar. This, y'all, is so full of notes and all kinds of things that I use to express gratitude with. And y'all are always in there. Sometimes I might forget to actually tear it off and put it in there. But I promise you, I am grateful for every single one of you. Every single person that I am friends with. Every single person that tunes in and watches this. Every single person that interacts with me while I'm on here. Every person that works on their own mental health every single day. I am grateful for y'all, my friends, my family, my friends that feel like family. Grateful for all of y'all. You always go in the joy jar. Make sure y'all check out dailydrivecoaching.com. The average millionaire has at least 6 sources of income. And so I am expanding and learning how to become a millionaire so that I can continue to stay home. But one of the things that I want to bring awareness to is mental health. And so I have discovered that I enjoy resin crafting. And so I've got some mental health awareness jewelry. I don't know if you can see the detail in that, but these are just some little flowers that I set in there. Mental health colors. These are available on dailydrivecoaching.com. If you're interested in that, check out dailydrivecoaching.com and subscribe. You can see all of the daily drives. You can see blog posts. I'll have probably blog posts coming about animal rescue and animal loss. I have blog posts about my fibroid journey coming. So you can get a whole lot of information on dailydrivecoaching.com. So make sure you check that out, scroll all the way down and subscribe. If you are not part of my Becoming Unlimited Facebook group and you want to be, let me know, or just search Becoming Unlimited. It's just a community of support where we are there for each other. You get all of these daily drives plus a little bit more information about unlimiting your thought processes, because I feel like that is my purpose in life. To unlimit my own thoughts and help y'all unlimit your thoughts as well. So if you're not in Becoming Unlimited, let me know. Make sure you turn on notifications for me and for Becoming Unlimited so that you get all of the information as soon as it happens and you don't miss anything. I will never, ever, 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 ever ask you for any money for what I do here on social media. You can see what services I offer. You can grab your mental health awareness jewelry, which I'm not making money off these. You can grab your mental health awareness jewelry. You can see what services, what events, what workshops you want to get involved in on your own on dailydrivecoaching.com or Becoming Unlimited. So I will never ask you for a fee for what I do here on Facebook. The only fee that I will ask of you is that you do the Facebook things, you do the social media things, the YouTube things, the Instagram things. You follow my social media platforms, you turn on notifications, you invite friends, you tag a friend, you like, you comment, all of the things. I put all of these daily drives on YouTube as well, plus some other things. Y'all, I'm expanding into things all over the place because I want y'all to have all of the information. So just help me out and subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, spread mental health awareness. That's all I ask of you. I love y'all so, 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 so much. Remember, when you are dealing with loss of any kind, you can feel those emotions. You can feel sad. You can feel pain of loss. But you can also stay in control of that by practicing gratitude and by redirecting to all of the things to be grateful for with whatever it is that you're feeling sad about. Like I said a minute ago, this Doesn't have to be just for animals that you may lose. When I think about my grandparents and missing my grandparents, I redirect that to all of the times, all of the memories, all of the things that I have to be grateful for. So when you are dealing with loss, when you are feeling sad about the loss of a loved one or the loss of a pet, you can feel those emotions. You can feel sad. You can grieve the loss. You can grieve the pain, but you can also stay in control and redirect your brain using gratitude. It will release all of those hormones into your body that will start to change the chemical makeup and help you feel better. So when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling the depression spiral coming, redirect your mind, use gratitude, and stay in control of those emotions. It gets easier the longer you do it. But when you become aware of that thought, use gratitude to redirect it. You can make it through loss without spiraling out of control by redirecting towards gratitude. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all of your support, for all of the love that you have given me during all of this. We kind of knew it was coming, but we didn't know that it was going to happen yesterday. And so that was kind of a bit sudden. And so I appreciate so much all of your love, all of your support. If you've commented or messaged or whatever, I'm in the process of getting back to everybody and taking control of my energy back. So I appreciate y'all so much, and I appreciate your love and support. Again, subscribe to all of the things, turn on notifications, share with your friends, and remember that you can grieve loss and get through it without spiraling out of control by using gratitude to redirect your thoughts and to redirect the sadness towards happiness, calmness, and joy and bliss. I love y'all so much. Thank you again for your support. I will see you back soon.